Hi there, welcome to Sports Talk. My name is Josh Halpern, and I'm your host for today. For my first video, I wanted to talk a little bit about some of the Lions' offseason moves and give, my grade and what we as fans can look to when the draft is coming up in around, I believe, 3 weeks. Let's jump right in. So, uh, Jumping right in, I pulled up the article from Pride of Detroit, and it gives a very detailed description of all everything the Lions have done this offseason, including signing more Patriots, believe it or not, and getting rid of Graham Glasgow, A'Shawn Robinson, signing Desmond Trufant, who's the Darius Slay replacement. Because my grade for this offseason is an F, easily. The Lions have done nothing but make the team. Matt Patricia and Bob Quinn, I don't know what they're doing. They've made this team so much worse. They've gotten older at every single position and have the third pick. Like, why are you getting older? You need to get younger and rebuild. This team is not in a position to win a Super Bowl. No matter how much they say it, they're not. Matthew Stafford, he's an average quarterback. Like, he's not going to win a Super Bowl, I'm sorry. But, or at least not with the Lions, not with the offensive line that they've assembled. The tackle that they got, they released Graham Glasgow and replaced him with a guy who's like a bear starter. Eagles fans will call him a bear starter. Hapapaluli the Vaitai guy. All right. Uh, however you say his name, I'm not gonna try. Uh, so no, it's an F. They've made this team so much worse. You release Devon Kennard for nothing. He gets signed by the Arizona Cardinals, I believe. And this guy had 13 plus sacks in 2 years, and you release him to sign Jamie Collins, who's 3 years older and a Patriot, because for whatever reason they need more Patriots. This team makes no sense and gets just does so many awful things. Like, how can you? I genuinely feel bad as a fan, and this is like my. I don't even know. I'm thinking about just leaving them. Like, I can't stand Patricia and all of these. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that things look good, because they don't. I'm not gonna be a guy who says, like, look at all the good things. I can say about 4 good things about the Lions currently. Um, so let's get into those 4 things. All right, so the first good thing that I've seen from the Lions is Jelani Tavai. He's a linebacker out of Hawaii, and it was his first season this year. So he, in his first year, had 58 total tackles, 37 assisted. He had 2 sacks on an abysmal Lions defense. That defense was awful. Uh, he had 1 interception and 1 forced fumble. And that fumble, I believe, prevented a Chargers touchdown in week 2. I can't remember when the interception was, but he's looked very good in his first year, and if he shows the same kind of progression, uh, that's probably the only good thing that I see with Jamie Collins, because I believe, he's 30. Like, oh, what are you doing, Lions? He's 30, and I believe that one of the reasons that the Lions signed him is that he can give tips and sort of train up Jelani Tavai. At least that's what you hope for, and not just that Matt Patricia and Bob Quinn have made yet another boneheaded decision. Like, these Lions, man. Uh, so that's the first good thing that I see with Lions. So let's get into the second. Alright, so second good thing that I see with the Lions is the run game. Now, the offensive line is not very good and doesn't look like it's going to be very good this year. But throughout that, Kerryon Johnson managed to get 403 rushing yards in only like half the season. So I can't remember what week he got hurt, but he averaged a lot of good rushes, and in my opinion, could have been on track and will be on track next year for 1,000 yards if he stays healthy. Now, Bo Scarborough, who the Lions signed late, had 377 yards. Things seem to be clicking there. Bo Scarborough is younger, uh, and then the rookie Ty Johnson had 273 yards. So overall, you've got youth, and if everybody stays healthy, I believe that those numbers skyrocket and just look really, really good next year. So, with that being said, let's get into number 3. Alright, so third thing that I see that's been good for the Lions is Amani Oruwariye. Now, Amani he's also a rookie. We got him in the 5th round. Ty Johnson was 6th round back there, my bad. And his stats, if I pull it up quick, his stats are he had 19 combined tackles. He had 2 interceptions, and we did not play him very much. So that's very good to see. He got beat a few times, but I believe that his picks make up for it, and he's only going to get better. Because in 9 games he had 19 tackles and 2 picks, which is pretty good progression, especially from a rookie that you get in the 5th round. So, let's move into the fourth thing. Alright, so third thing that I see that's been good for the Lions is Amani Oruwariye. Now, Amani he's also a rookie. We got him in the 5th round. Ty Johnson was 6th round back there, my bad. And his stats, if I pull it up quick, his stats are he had 19 combined tackles. He had 2 interceptions, and we did not play him very much. So that's very good to see. He got beat a few times, but I believe that his picks make up for it, and he's only going to get better. Because in 9 games he had 19 tackles and 2 picks, which is pretty good progression, especially from a rookie that you get in the 5th round. So, let's move into the fourth thing. Alright, so getting into the fourth thing, that would be the draft. Now, the Lions sit in the most interesting spot in the draft. They sit at pick 3 with quarterback-needy teams behind them, and they're in a great spot to trade back if things don't go their way. For instance, what's expected right now is that Cincinnati goes Joe Burrow at pick 1, and then Chase Young at 2 to the Redskins. Now, the draft this year is very interesting. I think everybody expects Joe Burrow to be number 1. Cincinnati needs a quarterback. He's the best one. Quarterback, number 1, makes sense. Pick 2. Redskins have a new coach. They could go Chase Young, who's pretty unarguably the best defensive player in the draft, maybe even the best player. So they either go with him or they go Tua, because they got a new coach. Dwayne Haskins may not fit that new coach's scheme or what his vision is for the Redskins organization and the team going forward into the future. Haskins may not be that guy, so they might go Tua. In that case, Lions stay where they are, take Chase Young. But what if we trade back to 5? What if Chase Young goes number 2 to the Redskins, and the Lions say, well, we don't want to take Jeff Okudah here, so let's trade back and let either the Dolphins or the Chargers at 5 and 6 take Tua, because, we don't want him. they do, but they've been kind of trying to trick people into thinking that they want him. So maybe, uh, so somebody trades, gets to Lions are sitting at either 5 or 6. Um, Giants go, uh, maybe they go Jeff Okuda corner. They could use some corner help. Jeff Okuda is probably the best corner easily the best corner in the draft. You could go Isaiah Simmons, really well-rounded defenseman, or you could get Daniel Jones some help and go with like Mekhi Becton or Andrew Thomas, who are both offensive linemen. And if you trade with Chargers get Tua. Not much has really happened in the New York Giants draft, or their draft scenarios. But now the Dolphins are sitting there. So what happens if the three people who the Lions expect to get most, who are Isaiah Simmons, Jeff Okuda, and Tua. What if all 3 of those are gone in the next 3 picks, where Chargers take Tua, the Giants take Simmons or Okuda, and the Dolphins decide we didn't get our quarterback, we don't want offensive line, we want to support our defense and get whoever's left. Because you also have to remember that, Dolphins linebackers, they just signed Kyle Van Noy from Patriots. And that's really all the linebacker help that they have. They got rid of Minkah Fitzpatrick. These are all guys. And Isaiah Simmons can play a linebacker. He can play safety. He can play all around the defense wherever you need him to play. So if they go that route, where are the Lions going at 6? Because the 3 guys that you expect them to get are all gone. So in my mind, then they go to Derek Brown, who's a defensive tackle out of Auburn, but, come on, Lions, a defensive tackle. Not that Derek Brown isn't good, but a defensive tackle? That's not their biggest need. And in that case, do they trade back even further? The draft is so interesting for them and can either go so right or so wrong. Either way, it's something for a Detroit fan to look forward to, but it's either a hit or miss thing. You can either, in my mind, they should be going for Jeff Okuda, because you need corners. You've just signed Desmond Trufant, but that's about it when it comes to corners. You've got Justin Coleman, but he plays the slot, and then you've got Amani Oruwariye, but you need him to develop. You need a strong number 1 corner that fits Matt Patricia's scheme, and Ohio State runs a lot of man coverage, and Jeff Okuda does not get beat. He's a baller. So, why would you not consider Jeff Okuda? So, in my mind, Lions should just stay put and take Jeff Okuda at 3, but, it can go so right or so wrong. So, those are the 4 things that I think that a Detroit fan has to look forward to for next season and just in the future. Alright, I want to thank you so much for watching. This is my first video. I'm sorry it's really bad quality. I'm really, not used to this kind of thing during quarantine. I just kind of wanted to start something that I'm really passionate about, and I love sports, and I know a lot about sports, and I just wanted to kind of start a YouTube thing about it, just to get information out there. Please comment down below if you want me to talk about any topics. A friend requested for me to do Tom Brady to the Bucks, so I'll be doing that tomorrow. And also comment down below if you want to call in and give your input on something, because I'm glad to have somebody call in and share their input on something, because not everything is my opinion, and my opinion varies on different things, just like everybody's does. So yeah, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.